Hey, welcome off the ranch. We're out here at the river. Just checking out this amazing platform and rope swing that we hung up here. The problem is, if a kid were to happen to not swing and fall right off, they're gonna hit water, but they're gonna hit shallow water. And if they fall off here, they actually might not hit water. They might just hit those roots. And we were out here the other day with some friends of ours who had a 4-year-old. And the 4-year-old's like, I want to do it. And we're like, you're kind of young. He's like, I got this. And he was like, here I go. Boosh. Fell right into the water. He was fine, all fine. But I was like, eventually, some kid might not be fine. So I was thinking, maybe I should extend this platform out just a little bit. Plus, it's very high. And so I thought if I have like a lower level there that goes out a little further, it'll be safer. And for like the 4 and 5 and 6-year-old kids who come out here and want to swing, they don't have to swing off this thing that's like 9-10 feet above the water, because it's a little intimidating. The lower platform won't be a whole lot lower. They're still gonna have to, buck up. Giddy up.
For the rugged. Been a little too nice to y'all. Now I gotta up price on y'all. Snake eyes on dice for y'all. Shoulders on ice for y'all. H6 all the hay. I won't get involved today. Got lost in the ball and A's. I'm flipping the bars, I'm flipping the on record, off record. I still count wins when they got it. On record, off record. I let them take advantage. I was wildin'. On record, off record deals. Tell them talk to Colin for the quote. On record, off record. I still want to act, not the ghost. Running through it with the young influence, adolescent presence. I'm succumbing to it. I've been giving yeses when I shouldn't do it. I can be dejected.
That's what we got. So this goes out 2 feet. That one I wasn't sure with the angle how long to cut it, so I made it a little extra long. So I'll just, once I get these boards coming across, I know where it's gonna hit and square, I'll just chop off the end, but I like it. So now I'm gonna have a little rail here too, so you can see all the roots right here that are very hard, and if you tripped and fell head first, you could actually really hurt yourself. Those roots that are right under the water there, I don't know if you can see those, but I mean, even if you fell feet first, it still would hurt. But I was always worried a kid would just like trip on, maybe a rope up here and just fall over backwards and go head first. So I'd rather they go head first another 2 feet out when they just land in at least 2 feet deep of water, or, it's like 4 feet, like right over here. But I think the worst case scenario is they would land in 2 feet deep of water. So it'd be a lot safer than hitting all this. Okay, I like this. I'm gonna actually tie these things in tight now and start doing some other supports across it and get to work. It's gonna be great. I need to cut where that red line is on that board. Problem is it's really far out and I have to cut up because it's at an angle. So the way my saw is, I have to make the cut go up. So I tried coming from above and like going out on it, but I can't get an angle to cut it up when I'm from above. So I have to cut it from below, but there's nothing below it to stand on. And I could just take the board down, but I don't have a power tool. I ratcheted these 4 lag bolts deep into the tree and it took me like 15 minutes. So I'm like, instead of spending another 15 minutes taking it out and 15 minutes putting it back in, 30 minutes total, I could just hang from one hand over the water and saw it. So that's my plan. Wish me luck. Okay. Hey, actually worked really good. I don't know if you can tell by that time lapse, but I dropped a board that I just cut in the water, and it has taken off downriver. Luckily, we got a very slow moving river. And also lucky I had my link shorts. Whew, whew. Eesh. And I was getting pretty hot, so it was about time I got in the water anyway. It was very sad though. I dropped it, I was just like, oh man. Like, I just added 5 minutes to this build, which is good. Oh, look how good it's looking. So right now I'm working on the edges, a little bit of extra rail there, just to keep people from falling off the sides. I'm always thinking worst case scenario, like some kid is gonna be acting silly. Whew. It's kind of chilly. Why is it so cold? Usually Texas is pretty warm for a while, but some kid's gonna be acting silly and accidentally bump into another kid or trip on something and just fall off. And so I want them to only fall off straight into water, assuming they do. Or some guy's gonna have one too many lemonades and sweet teas and he's gonna fall off. That might be me. Stay. So this board, it's now nice and wet. It actually was left out here. This is one of the ones from the original build, so it's warped perfectly to curve right here. It's gonna go like this, bolt to the tree, which is gonna help support it on this end as well, because it's a little springy over here. All right, let's do that right now. Ha! Wow, look at that. You might be like, Matt, you're really not putting very many screws in. I don't have very many screws left, so I'm doing what I can. I'll have to bring another box out here later and sure it all up, but for now, that should work. Also just did the same with the other side. I was just walking. This side's real solid when I kind of bounce on it. This side kind of bounces a little bit. I know you guys can't tell at all, but I can feel it kind of bouncing. So I had an idea to maybe help shore it up a little bit. Check this out, right? Okay, this is a good plan. So I don't have them bolted into the tree yet. I do have it screwed in there. But right now when I bounce my weight, you can see it shifting on there. So now I'm gonna tighten these things in and we'll see what happens. Be right back. Bolts are bolted in, and now when I jump, you can't tell, but it's not moving. It is much more secure. Man, I think I'm basically done. I thought about putting a little cross piece in there. That one maybe could use it. That's a pretty big gap that a little kid could just... I'm thinking too much. I'm definitely overthinking. I'm gonna put one in there. I'm stealing screws, so like I'm gonna steal these 2 screws because it's got a big bolt in it, and then I'll have to come back later. But yeah, one sec, do that and then I'm done. It's great. In the process today I broke this Milwaukee driver. A little spring came out, so now, I mean, it still works, but it doesn't hold anything in there. I think that was the spring clip that like held bits in there. What's Milwaukee's return policy? Can I just take this back and get it fixed? I mean, this is like super new and I didn't even do anything. It just came apart. Come on, Milwaukee, what do we do? I assume they have a pretty good return policy. Let me show you what I did. So since this extension was sort of an afterthought, I had to figure out a way to kind of hang it. So I made some hangers down here, which will have a lot more screws in them when I get some more screws. But basically, the middle part is all hanging from the bottom here. You can see this is where it steps down. But the sides, I put a big 2x6 with some big lag bolts in. So each side has a really strong support. So this 2x6 has lag bolts going into the tree over here. So they are in good on the sides, 2x4s on 18-inch centers across the middle, and then I put that same decking down. Let's go look at it up top. And up here, we have a really big deck now, which is great, because one thing I didn't realize is that kids don't wait their turn. They all, like we had, I don't know, like 12 kids here. They all just piled up here with, you know, all standing on the edge right here. So now 12 kids can be back here while there's like 2 kids up here on the deck. Or if all 12 are on this deck, if they fall, they are going to hit water. It's at least 2 feet deep. It's 2 feet deep in the most shallow spot. It's probably 4 feet deep in the deepest spot. So yeah, I think this is super good. If someone wants to stumble and fall, it's good. All right, so I'm gonna actually dive head first right here just to make sure. I'm just kidding, not doing that. But I do probably need to test out this rope swing. For safety's sake, you know? Woo! Yeah. Oh, that's freaking amazing. I did that purely for the kids, just to make sure everything was safe. I didn't have fun at all. Just out looking after the kids. I like doing that kind of work. I like cutting wood, I like building things out of wood, but I also like building things like that are for my kids. Like, we basically just built a tree house. We built a rope swing platform, and like, when else in my life am I gonna do that? Because this one's gonna last my kids until they're old enough that, you know, they're not kids anymore. And so, like, you know, when my kids are in their 20s, I'm not gonna build them another rope swing platform. They can build it themselves. But I like building that kind of stuff. So like, days like this, I'm just like, man, this is probably the one time that I get to build a rope swing platform in my entire life. So enjoy it and do it right, you know, do it good, and just have fun doing it. And then have fun afterwards too. Like, get the kids out here all the time, and we're gonna swing on some ropes. They're not gonna wanna swing on ropes with me that much longer, you know, like maybe another decade, or actually probably just in a decade, I won't wanna swing on ropes anymore. Nah, what am I talking about? I'm gonna be young and strong forever. I'm never getting old, right? Basically, I'm here to tell you, make the most of every day. Like, days like this, I was working, I was sweaty, but it was fun. Try to make the most of it, and like, think about, yeah, this might be the one time you do this, so let's do it good, and let's have a good day doing it. So Demolitia, go have yourself a good day, work hard, think about, you know, these moments are fleeting, and enjoy them. I'm gonna go hang out with my kids, and then in a couple days, maybe I'll bring them back to the river, and we're gonna get wet and wild. Thanks for watching this episode of Off the Ranch. I love you, and I'll see you next time.
Oh. Hey, what camera is that? Number...
Shut up! Don't tell Mare.